Join AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Let me fix my camera. Camera right, camera type. Shout out to Flea. Fabian perspective expected. So accepted. You heard the intro. They don't like comentario y subscribe. AllBall, dame dato.
We are in the building, man. Big game tonight. Let's go, man. I'm ready. Nothing else to talk about. Let's get it going. Knicks for life.
Man, Knicks for life. You know who heard that motto? Our old rival. Rivals become idols, or idols become rivals, and they come back to looking up to us. Our guy, P squared, love you to death. Mr. Pierce doing a whole lot of talking. Paul Pierce doing a whole lot of talking all season long. And one by one, now knocks him out. Jalen Brunson showing you. Listen, man, it don't matter who you are. I don't care what legend you are. We come here to show up and show out.
Jalen Brunson has been the singular best player in the whole playoffs. New York just so gritty. They kept getting key offensive rebound, then Jalen Brunson for three. Jalen Brunson for three off the offensive rebound. And then you got Anunoby goes in, dunks on. It's just too much to overcome, I thought. Maxey was a key to the series. I thought Embiid would play well. And let me tell you something. Jalen Brunson, man, and I know I done said some things about Jalen, and I didn't think the Knicks would make it out of the first round, so I got the Jalen Brunson jersey. If the Knicks make it out the first round, I will wear a Knicks jersey, a Brunson jersey for a week.
Think about this, though. Who is available on the free agent
I will
market?
wear a Brunson jersey for a week if they make it out the first round. Hopefully the Knicks will give me a ticket, but if not, I'll wear it on the Truth Lounge because I promise I bet. But
yes,
my hats goes off because I truly believe that after tonight, Jalen Brunson has been the singular best player in the whole playoffs. And that's over like Joker. And I said Joker before, and I was like, damn, Joker's hard to overcome. Just as far as best player, Jamal Murray. You got, who else? Shea Gilgeous, who's been flying under the radar, killing. They sweat Anthony Edwards. But Jalen Brunson, based on the talent that he has, he doesn't even have a player close to an all-star.
This guy's talking truth, man.
I mean,
preach.
I can't.
Preach.
I can't.
We in church right now.
I can't deny him no more, bro.
Preach.
I can't deny him no more. But shout out to the Knicks. Good job. Good win.
We sound like Drake right now. Getting stoned by Kendrick out there. I can't deny it no more. It's about damn time you started watching some basketball. Paul Pierce got off that damn alcohol. AllBall. It sounds like they got a Paul Pierce puppet and you the ventriloquist out here. No Diddy.
Listen, man, you see how much it hurt him to say that? Like, I'm going to give a big shout out to Kendrick Perkins. Watched him today, little clips on ESPN. And once again, they asked, the series tonight, Indiana, New York. Shannon Sharp said he's taking Indiana in 6 and 7. And Kendrick Perkins always got to set the record straight. What more do y'all have to see from Jalen Brunson? So what Paul Pierce just did, a lot of people going to have to circle that block. Listen, man, we know it's not, the obvious. We know it's hard to fathom and understand. But how long have I been saying he's the best player in the NBA? Due to the circumstances. Now, we keep forgetting he doesn't have Randall. Mitchell Robinson is still hobbled. OG was out for a decent amount of time. And he still got us to the 2nd seed. We get to the playoffs. We play a tough Philadelphia squad. Former MVP and Maxey Button superstar. Nobody picked the Knicks. And look what he does. 340 balls in the playoffs. Like, come on, man. So the only player that I think right now in the playoffs is playing better basketball than him or just as good is Ant-Man. He swept Kevin Durant in them. And then he took game 1 in Denver, 40 ball. But what Paul Pierce just did, I'm happy because it shows that if you watch the game and you say you know the game, how can you deny Brunson being this great? And it's a joke that he's not even in the top 3 MVP race. It's a joke. It's a joke. But SGA playing good basketball, but let's see what he do now. Like I said, you played against a Pelicans team without Zion. That we already know that Pelicans team is not, nowhere near the caliber of any of these other teams. So I'm not even putting him in that category. I didn't see him play great basketball yet. We're going to see now. But we seen Brunson. We seen Joker. We seen Ant-Man. And like Paul Pierce said, Brunson is playing better basketball than everybody. And look at the crew. Look, and those are our guys. But they're all role players. They all 6-man players. Most of them are bench players. And you got to give them props for stepping up to the plate. But listen, man, Paul Pierce and them needs to understand, if y'all going to be on this platform, y'all got to start watching the games and telling the truth. And y'all got to stop hating. The Knicks hate got to stop. The Knicks hate got to stop. Okay, you can hate, but at the same time, keep it real. Yo, I hate the Knicks, but don't just automatically throw us under the bus because you don't like the Knicks. Because Brunson been doing this all season. So y'all telling me a guy that's been doing this all season, the number 2 seed, y'all still doubting him? And then y'all got the nerve to say Indiana is going to beat us? That's just pure hate. That's just pure hate. So big shout out to Paul Pierce for keeping it real. And then I take the shout out back because you've been just an asshole all season. That's a fact. And look how he was saying what he was saying. It hurt him to the core. And let me find out you trying to get a free ticket to come to the Garden. Get out of here, nigga. You heard him? Yeah, if you send me man, yo, get out of here. Pay that $30,000. You talking about? New York will never send a Boston anything. Free anything. Pay that paper. You don't get out of here. Listen, you got to read between the lines. People want to be in the Garden and see that electricity. You want to see it? You want to witness it? You want to feel it? Pause. Pay that paper. They give me and my guy Fabian, Uncle Weiss, a free ticket before they give you a free ticket. Get out of here. That's how you know, low key, they rooting for us, but they can't say it. So once again, it's funny that a lot of people will have to circle that block, and that list is long, man. And we don't have to name everybody, but Paul Pierce is already starting, his circle in the block. But it's a long list there. Big shout out to him, though, because once again, like I've been saying, like we've been saying on Knicks Rehab, Jalen Brunson is the real deal. And I'm going to leave it at this. I guarantee you, if this was any other player that did this and got their team as the 2nd seed, people was giving LeBron James and the Lakers a chance against Denver. And they was horrific all season. But then you have a Brunson who's been consistent all season, a number 2 seed. He doesn't have a chance against Philly and now against Indiana. If that's not hate for the Knicks, I don't know what is, my brother. The floor is yours.
I'm trying to give him some grace because Becky Hammond and everybody, I understood the whole thing. Like we got it. We understood that, going into it. None of us expected the Knicks to be what they are now. Number 2 seed is crazy, especially led by.
That's a lie.
No, I'm talking about. All right, when we first signed Jalen Brunson, you didn't think that.
No. We talking this year. I'm not talking last year. All right.
So what I'm saying is, when we first signed Jalen Brunson, nobody thought that on planet Earth. So, but as time progressed, it was like, damn, he's showing a lot. So it shows the people who are really following the Knicks clearly are going to be the fans and the haters who are hate watching, but they just clearly were watching us here and there. And they thought whatever was going on with Jalen Brunson was luck, especially after the first 2 games. Because after those first 2 games against the Pacers, bro, I'm pretty sure they saw this. And even Paul Pierce is like, yo, hold on a second. If we being real, Jalen Brunson shot better than Paul Pierce ever did. Ever. So when you're watching this, and now it's the playoffs, and now you got another MVP guy out there, and you're going, Nah, he's going mano a mano with a 7-foot guy. Then they got another young stud up and coming, and he's really leading the team. And then he just, like, you can see him unravel in real time going, yo, who's the second best player again? Man, B got Maxey. So you can see him, at least he thought it through and he said it out loud. The other guys, the Shaqs and the Barkleys, they still haven't come to that conclusion. They still, it's like, it's a 7-game series that we really should have won. I will hold Tom Thibodeau to it. It should have been a sweep. This guy's hobbling out there, and we didn't take full advantage of it. But you saw a 7-game series. This guy got out the first round again. This is 3 years in a row they got out the first round, and he was a major part of it. Remember, they missed 3 games. Luka Doncic missed 3 games in the first round with the Dallas Mavericks, and that's really when Jalen Brunson was like, caught all of our attention. Like, wait a minute, is he better than we think he is?
Right.
And all he does is get better every year. So for Paul Pierce and these guys not to at least acknowledge that, come on, this is the whole Isaiah Thomas on Boston comparison. That's dead. That's out of here. Now this is not a novelty. It's not a one-trick pony. This is 3 years in a row, 2 different teams where he has a lot of input on the success. So I think Paul Pierce is watching this and finally just conceding. You can see him just finally just wave the white flag, like, bro, nah, it's enough is enough. You can say the same thing about, we'll get to Halliburton in a second. Who is his second best player? It's Siakam. He's been an all-star, all-NBA guy. Like, go down the list in the Eastern Conference. You've been saying this throughout the NBA. Ant-Man has 2 guys on defense to help him out. That's 3 guys defensively. And then on offense, I don't think of the world of Cat, but come on now, Cat's a top 20, 30, just strictly offense, strictly shooting. So he got that guy next to him.
But you have to understand, like, we can laugh and have a disliking for Cat for whatever you want your reason to be. Remember, I don't have no disliking for him. I like him, but he's still a top 15, 20 player. However, people want to slice it. Remember, I don't get into the this person, so I don't care about none of that. The man's skill set, he's a top 15, 20 player. He's a 7-footer that can stretch the floor, but that's not here and there. But you made a great point. Look at Cat this season and now in the playoffs. That's a whole different Cat. He's stepping up to the plate. So, like you were saying, and what I was saying forever, everybody has their official sidekick. And everybody's sidekick is literally an all-star or a superstar. And we can go down the list of the whole NBA. And
start with the playoff teams. Denver got a dynamic duo, Jamal Murray and Jokic. They're playing Minnesota. We just talked about them. Then the other West Coast teams are who? OKC. Come on now, Chet, SGA, and that kid
Williams.
Jalen Williams, who Flea's been raving about for years now. 3 guys they have.
Luka and Kyrie.
Luka and Kyrie coming up. They haven't battled yet.
Tatum and Brown.
Tatum and Brown in the Eastern Conference.
Halliburton has, like you said, Siakam, a former champion.
And who is Boston playing now?
Cleveland.
Now they're bunched up, they're mixed up, but you still have Garland is an all-star caliber guy. They haven't figured it out yet. That's all their problem is because Mobley's the number 1 pick.
Right. But they still, like you said, they still have Garland and Mitchell Robinson. So Garland was an all-star. However we want to slice that, he still was an all-star.
The only top 20 pick on the team right now for the Knicks is DiVincenzo. I think he was pick number 17. There was nothing about us that was supposed to be in this position, according to everybody else, especially with our salary cap. Nothing. Again, shout out to Leon Rose for sticking to his guns, keeping Tom Thibodeau there, keeping, getting the right play, not getting Donovan Mitchell and giving up the farm for him. Now we're in position to give up the farm for somebody else, maybe, or give up the farm for the right players to match up and fit this culture that's led by Jalen Brunson, who Paul Pierce finally conceded, damn, maybe I was wrong about this. And to his credit, though, or to your credit, remember, you, Dime, Flea, and again, even with Paul Pierce, sometimes the playoffs is what convinces people. I want to see that in the playoffs. Forget I'm done with the regular season. I've seen enough. Let's see the playoffs. And maybe for him, that was that moment. But again, 2 years late, bro. He did this last season. He torched the Cavaliers, and he was torching the Miami Heat. That's what Becky Hammond doesn't understand. That's the one. That's the one right there that we waiting for. Becky Hammond. Hey, girl. Where you been?
So, yeah, it's I'm starting to get a little worried. I ain't trying to be funny, just not trolling. I hope she's all right, man. I really do. She's been missing in action. I hope she's all right. But, yeah, man, like you said, Paul Pierce, big shout out to you, but I still don't think that's good enough. because, you know, once again, these networks, man, they just pushing the same narrative and they just want to talk about and discuss the same players. And Brunson, what he's doing, he's putting y'all on notice. And like I told you, Brunson is making sports media do their job again. Because nowadays sports media is lazy. Like, we still talk about Kevin Durant and LeBron James and Steph Curry. No disrespect to those greats, but they're not playing great basketball. Neither one of them are in the playoffs. In all season, there's been players playing much better basketball than them. So Brunson is making y'all do your job, because all the sports media is lazy, including sometimes us and all the social media, because we don't want to do the homework. We don't want to do our job. Who don't want to have an easy job? I'm going to just talk about LeBron. I'm going to just talk about KD. Or I'm going to just talk about Ant-Man. Things that's just obvious. But if you sit down and watch, like you said, the kid Williams from OKC, not spoken about enough. Jalen Brunson, not spoken about enough. Why? Because you got to watch and do your homework. So listen, man, I think Jalen Brunson, what he has done this season and so far in the playoffs, he's bringing light to guys that people are either not watching or don't care to discuss. Because we still, we worrying about the name on the back of the jersey. Like I said, it's comical that people actually gave the Lakers a chance to beat Denver when the Lakers been horrific all year. But you know why? Because it's easy, because they got LeBron and AD. But if you watch the games, just like the Knicks, if you watch the Knicks, it's nowhere in the world you're picking Indiana or Philly to beat us. And that's what Brunson is doing. He's making all y'all put your foot in your mouth.
1,000%. So, hate to drag on the Brunson love and the Brunson hate, but we got to try out this on the algorithms. You know, I don't front for my people. Shout out to the comments, by the way. You know, of course, great apologies. I know you guys are waiting for us post game 6, but it's a tough schedule for us, man. I work hard, man. We work hard out here. AllBall works hard, man. We full-time workers still trying to get out in this mix, man. That's why we need this channel to skyrocket. Subscribe, like, share it. Mainly share it. Look, tell him how crazy this guy. He's wearing glasses indoors. What's wrong with him? I see the comments. I see what y'all saying. Spread the love, baby. AllBall's wearing a hat. It's 80 degrees outside. He got a Scully on. So what? That's what we do, baby. Knicks right. All day. Now back to the Brunson hate. Chris Broussard, another moron. He yells just like this about nothing. And here comes a bunch of more nothing, proving that, of course, you haven't watched the Knicks all year, brother. We don't believe you, man. I don't believe. Oh, here we go with the cast of clowns. You heard it. I'm sorry you had to hear that. If your ear started bleeding, I apologize, but we're back. Look, I brought AllBall back in the mix. Got myself here to smooth it out. AllBall, what do you think of Chris Broussard and his clown behavior? Dissing our Knicks and, of course, Jalen Brunson.
You know, it's funny, man, because, you know, for these guys that have went to school for this, been doing these jobs for 30, 40 years, claim to, you know, be the best at their craft, sometimes they just sound and look so silly. So I'm just trying to figure out what was his reason for Brunson not being a superstar.
Yeah.
But because he wasn't a high draft pick, because he was a role player for, I don't get it. So for me, it's like, and by the way, up until maybe a year or so ago, Trae Young was a superstar. What is these guys talking about? Right now, Jalen Brunson has the Knicks, one of the most exciting teams in the world. He has people actually discussing and talking about the Knicks. Everywhere he goes, there's MVP chants at away games. Jalen Brunson, for the season, if I'm not mistaken, damn near averaged 30?
27.
In the playoffs, he's averaging 30 plus. I don't get it. I don't get it. What makes Ant-Man a superstar and Jalen Brunson not? Yo, man, listen, the hate is for real. The hate is for real. Dallas Mavericks didn't know what they had. Is that Jalen Brunson's fault? Because it's obvious when they put him in the game, when Luka got hurt, this is what y'all had on the sideline all that time. You know that happens in sports every day. And then let me ask you this. Can you start somewhere and work hard and turn into a superstar? Because I'm just trying to fathom, do you have to be a superstar out the gate, or can you build up to a superstar? Nobody's saying Brunson was a superstar 2, 3, 4 years ago. But this year, that man is a superstar. I'm pretty sure his jersey sales is up. The Garden is jam-packed for one reason and one reason only. The opposing teams' arenas are packed for one reason and one reason only. Knicks fans are traveling all over the world because of one man. What else do we need to see? Then when they say, okay, forget the regular season, let's see what happens in the playoffs. He does it in the playoffs. So I'm just like, what more do y'all want to see? What is the criteria to becoming to being a superstar? So are y'all going to tell me LeBron, KD, Giannis, Curry, Joker, those are still the only superstars? Because if Ant-Man and SGA are superstars now, how is Brunson not? He's averaging just as much, got his team in the second seed. Now, when you turn on ESPN, Fox Sports, all these networks, social media, everywhere, Brunson is being talked about. So, Chris Broussard, you yelling, and you could sound like you know what you're talking about. You could yell. That don't mean you're right. You look like an idiot, to be honest with you, because you're trying to force your opinion. Bro, you wrong. You wrong. Listen, what Charles Oakley said it. So we're not going to respect Charles Oakley. We're not going to respect Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley said, quote, Jalen Brunson is the second greatest Knick all time after Clyde Frazier. And he said, yeah, I know y'all going to talk about Pat and Oakley. They wasn't this. Oak, who played for the Knicks 10 years, played with them guys. Pat. We not going to respect his word? How he not better than Melo already as a Knick? How? Melo ain't do this. Are you kidding me? We have an opportunity to go to the finals. This man gives us hope. Y'all heard what Oakley said about Pat, and Pat, I love Pat. Probably the greatest Knick of all time. But like I always say, the movie Titanic, a lot of them dudes is hanging on that wood. Because if this young man retires as a Knick and he does this for the next 2 to 5 years, oh yeah, he's a greater Knick than Patrick Ewing. I'm saying it. Argue with Charles Oakley. I'm not arguing with nobody that's been there, that's done that experienced it and knows it. Oakley knows the New York Knicks organization and fan base in and out. And what he's saying is what we've been saying. I ain't never seen this before. The way he's galvanizing the troops and leading this organization and this team. Look at the roster. Look at the roster. Now, if he was doing this and everybody was healthy, then okay. Bro, he doesn't have his second best player all season. Mitchell Robinson and OG was hobbled and in and out the lineup for games. So once again, when we get to the conference finals, what's going to be the excuse? We got to get to the finals. They keep moving the goalposts. But if this was Ja Morant, if Steph Curry was, these are the same guys that say, as long as you got Steph Curry on the court, you got a chance. Right. To not make the playoffs. Come on, bro. Cut it out. That's what I'm saying. Is LeBron James still a superstar on the basketball court? Or are we still thinking about LeBron James, the mega superstar? Because if we talk about on the basketball court, he's home. He's home. Yo, man, listen. It's Chris Broussard, who are you to tell us to calm down? Who are you to tell us to, what do you mean New York magnifies everything? No, he's doing the damn thing. No matter how you can't magnify this no much more. He's putting up the numbers. What are we magnifying? He's putting up 40. He's beating teams that y'all are giving him no chance to beat. Same thing last year against Cleveland. Nobody gave the Knicks a chance, but us real Knicks fans, and we blew them off the floor. What's gonna happen when we blow Indiana off the floor and he outplays all of a sudden y'all favorite player Halliburton? What y'all gonna say then? Well, nah, man, get out of here, man. That whole panel was bozos. That's why they asses is on late. And nobody even watched that shit. Excuse my language. I'm sick of all these guys, man, for real, man, because they try to throw darts at people. And I don't like how he tried to throw a dart at Isaiah Thomas. Not the legend, the other Isaiah Thomas. What was all that for?
How do you say?
None of us could do what Isaiah Thomas did. So who are you to, come on, bro. Come on, brother. The hate for the Knicks is for real. And we here to cut it short. It's over. We got a superstar like everybody else. We got a guy giving 30, 40 balls like everybody else. This ain't no nothing magnified. He putting in the work. How you magnify a 2 seed? How you magnify we beat Philly in 6? He had 340 balls. What magnify what? Come on, bro. Totally wrong. And it's laughable. Y'all don't know who Rick Brunson is. Shut up. Y'all tried to laugh it off like y'all don't know the history of the game. Get out of here, man. Especially Nick Wright. That whole panel was garbage. Let's be realistic. Garbage.
I'm just shocked that Chris Broussard. I don't ever want to hear him talk about Stephen A. Smith again or anybody like that, because all you're doing is the same thing. You use the Nick hate.
He usually be fair.
And he had I remember he had his own podcast and it was dope. Jim Jackson was on it. It was but he knows he can't do that. He should have stuck with the Odd Couple and got more guests on there, because this 4 o'clock show, by the way, it's beating out Skip Bayless and them, and it is doing their thing. A lot of people like this show compared to everything else. But I'm just surprised you sitting there, bro. He's a 2nd round pick. You know who else is a 2nd round pick? The guy who's been an MVP 2 times, and it should have been 3, and it should be 4 in a row. The Joker, exactly. 2nd round pick. He didn't come out, shoot out the start lineup, start and become a superstar. That didn't happen with the Joker. That happened 3 or 4 years in. Very similar to Jalen Brunson. Remember, Brunson was hurt in the bubble. The fact that, again, in the 1st round with the Mavericks against the Jazz, he carried them. He carried them without Luka Doncic, without his superstar. Sounds very familiar to today. Julius Randle's missing. All the guys were missing. All these guys are hobbling, and he still won the 1st round. They're not even there. At least Luka showed up for the 1st or 2nd or last game of that series. It's Gilbert Arenas, 2nd round pick. You guys lauded him as a superstar because he scored 60 on Kobe. Where is his famous playoff appearances or playoff wins? If anything, he folded against LeBron James and the other superstars, and he gets to talk a lot of trash. And you guys love him because he's viral or whatever it is. I'm surprised, and they rely on this media on the big names still, and they act like they don't. And they don't have Disney behind them, but at this point, it's nauseating. We know the game already. You guys are just saying this. You're picking against the Knicks. You're picking against Brunson because it drives your marketing dollars up without even trying. It allows us to make some views too, which is cool with me. But at the same time, you want to hit list too. You're right behind Becky Hammond. Get in line, bro. You sound like a moron. How can you not? Dennis Rodman was a 2nd round draft pick. Draymond Green. We all have our opinions about him, but it was 5 to 7 years defensive player of the year candidate or just a top guy, defensive player of the year, top dude. He's part of and he's considered a superstar. He sells tickets. What are we talking about? He's impactful. Not to say that he was by himself when he did it, but I'm pretty sure y'all give Draymond Green his props with no problem.
Good point.
So with Jalen Brunson, and it's not just one playoff run. That's really the bottom line to all that. That's not just one playoff run. It's 3 years in a row where he's gotten out of the 1st round. When was the last time he left the playoffs in the 1st round? When did he exit? And again, he shared lead duties with the other superstar guy you guys keep saying is top 5, top 10. Left him and still became a top 5 player. He still became a top 5 guys in people's in MVP ballots by leaving another MVP guy. When has that happened? Kyrie ain't do that. Kyrie ain't do that. Who's the other guys? Name them. Name them. Scottie Pippen ain't do that. Come on, man. Like, we could go down the list. Who left the MVP sidekick and became an MVP caliber guy themselves? We ain't talking about that. Nobody else has really done this. It's an amazing story. We got to get over the denial. We got to get over the shock. We got to buy into it. Catch up. The Knicks are the real deal. And there's more from you. I'll play some more, Chris Broussard, because we need ammunition, because you're a moron. You are now on the moron list. I love it. All the Knicks fans, we got to turn on you next. What did you say here? What is this? The Bud list? Is this thing on?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's see, for me, it's like, listen, man, let me get some light in here. It's comical because I understand, how can I say this? I understand, you got to drive traffic. We all know that, but you got to keep it real also. You cannot say something that's just totally not true. What Brunson is doing, y'all are just sitting up on your platforms lying. When you say he's not a superstar, when you say he's not consistent, when you say I gotta see it in the players, when you say slow down, all of that is lies. Once again, y'all moving the goalposts. Y'all not gonna beat Philly. Okay, now we get to Indiana. Y'all hate the Knicks so much that now we not gonna beat Indiana. So when have we seen a legit 2 seed and people pick a 6 seed to beat them? Who does Indiana have that the Knicks can't beat Indiana?
I want you to hold off on that for a second, because I think I said something profound that I want you to respond to. No ego for me, but what other player has left an MVP caliber player and became an MVP caliber guy themselves? Kyrie didn't do it. Scottie Pippen ain't do it. Who's left and became? LeBron left, I guess, D-Wade, but he was already an MVP. Nobody does that. Nobody.
It's a good point. KD left, didn't become.
Only Kobe got Shaq traded and said, "Yo, I'm an MVP too."
But hold on, I'm not gonna lie. When KD left OKC, he went to Golden State and was a better basketball player. I'm not going to even lie. He was an MVP already.
What I'm saying is, Golden State inherited an MVP. Jalen Brunson became an MVP caliber player by leaving an MVP caliber dude that everybody overall can say. This has never happened before, ever, and he's not getting the credit for it. And it's gonna be too late. But you guys need a lot of salt.
You know what? I'm kind of like it's just hard to understand. Your job is to watch sports. Your job is to tell the truth. Your job is to talk about what you see. How can you deny what you're seeing? How? There's only one excuse. Y'all don't like the Knicks. I've been saying this for years. Fabian, how long I've been saying this? It's a conspiracy theory. I'm telling y'all, nobody wants the Knicks to succeed. When I say nobody, I mean nobody. Nobody. To the point where players is saying, I didn't want to give man Gilbert. I didn't want to play over there because of, the fan base or whatever. That's all BS. Who don't want to play for a great fan base? Do you see how the Knicks fan base treats the Knicks? Who doesn't want to play for that? So just imagine how many years that these BS rumors been going on and determine players from coming to the Knicks. Like, come on, what Jalen Brunson is doing is so special. It's special. And for everybody to just watch it and just boo-hoo it, it's sad. Like, it's really sad what Becky Hammond and what's the other young lady?
Candace Parker.
Right. What Becky Hammond and Candace Parker, what they attempted to do is sad. Especially when y'all former players. It's okay to disagree, to be like, hey, I gotta see more. Or, hey, I've never seen a small guard, but Curry and Isaiah Thomas go to the finals win a championship. So I don't know if he can do it. But so the way they're saying it, then you got guys like Chuck, like the list goes on and on and on. And it's like, yo, y'all former players. Y'all supposed to know the game more than anybody. Shaq, how do you say in one sentence, I haven't seen this since Allen Iverson, but then backdoor him and say, well, you know, he ain't gonna. What? Barkley, you first say, Barkley was the first one to say this might be the greatest free agent signing of all time. But then you double back and then you throw shade. I don't get it. So once again, I don't know if they're saying it's to drive the ratings, because a lot of these platforms, they already got the ratings. They got the fan base. They got all of that. I honestly think it's hate and it's killing them to sit there and watch the Knicks succeed, because when the Knicks was relevant, nobody liked us. We arrogant. We out of control. This is what they say. We magnify everything. Remember, we win the game in one round, and it's like we win the championship. People despise that. So now that we were so bad for so long, and now we back in the fold, listen, man, it's almost like the person you don't like lose all his lottery money, and for 10 years he been a bum and you've been kicking him, and then he hit the lotto again. You like, oh, come on, man. Like, so for me, guys like Chris Broussard, just everybody, for y'all to still have every excuse in the book to not have this man be a top MVP candidate, a superstar, a 1A player, that dude, a guy that can lead his team to the championship. I don't know how much consistency you need to see, because y'all willing to throw that on everybody else. Now people are saying Minnesota can go to the championship, but the Knicks can't. Make it make sense.
And
once again, because they're not doing their homework and they're being lazy. It's just a fun thing to say. Now everybody on Ant-Man bandwagon. Remember, I was the first to say he got to win a playoff series. Now everybody on the bandwagon. Come on, man. Yeah. Listen, it's comical, but them Chris Broussard, them dudes, you see how upset he was? That was real. Like, that wasn't fake. I'm light-skinned. When you start talking and you start turning red and start flaring up, why are you so upset talking about Brunson, bro?
And he was so upset about, he might be the best Knick of all time. I hate to break this to you, right? It's just to break that down. And what Oakley said, I disagree with, because Pat Ewing had 15 years in the game, but even Ewing never was the best guy and the leader, and everybody was falling behind him. No, they didn't have Leon Rose next to him, none of that. No. But this is second year with the team already. He's in his prime. He's not faltering. He's holding himself accountable. He stopped crying. He stepped to the other big man across the table. We've never seen Ewing do that. The other MVP across the pen go, yo, what you doing, man? Nah, all that elbow, knock it off, man. We playing ball. And he checked him. He checked the guy twice his size. That's what Oakley's talking about. For all the love for Clyde Frazier, I get the love for Clyde Frazier. But listen to what Clyde Frazier says. I love when he talked, especially with the interview with Jalen Brunson. Bro, the leader was Willis Reed. That's the guy that was no nonsense. He checked everybody, and everybody don't have to play with him. Calvin Murphy, they all knew, don't play with that guy. So he was the enforcer. He was the Oakley / Ewing ahead of his time. And again, Frazier had Willis Reed. These are two all-NBA guys. Damn near MVP caliber themselves. They probably both top 10 in their prime. What level do you think the next second best player is on the Knicks of an MVP caliber guy? He doesn't have that. So what Oakley is saying is, bro, we've never seen this in New York, man. This never happened in New York. This is crazy. Let's be real about it. So, man, just
and then hold on, stay there just real quick. When they brought up Melo, was Melo ever MVP candidate when he was with the Knicks?
Yeah. He was top 5 easily.
Okay.
Yeah, led the league in scoring. But and even you have Amari Stoudemire. they had injuries too, so I get it. But even then, it still never felt like we can go to him and everyone was really following him and he knew how to lead them. Like no disrespect, you know, Flea's gonna say I'm hating on Melo, but it didn't feel like this. Remember, he had the reins to the Knicks. I don't think he had.
Yeah, I've been saying that. It ain't never felt like this.
Right. It like he was there with Leon Rose. Like Melo right now, I wish this would have been media Melo back then because he is amazing. Amazing to listen to. Amazing. I'm floored by how great he is on the media now. I love him to death right now. I wish he would have communicated that with us. But like, yo, I didn't ask for this trade. Like what happened with Kawhi to the Clippers. Kawhi to the Clippers is exactly what really happened, what we thought happened with Melo from Denver to the Knicks. That never really happened, but he never communicated that. And part of being a leader is communication. And I don't think you get better than Brunson. Even with the likes of the next guy we're going to talk about. Because Brunson, we could go on for days about this. You guys ain't ready for this, for the love we got for him, obviously. We're going to get into the Game 6 reaction a little bit and the Game 1 preview of the Indiana Pacers. But first, we must wash up LeBron again.
Kick him while he's down.
AllBall, I don't know if you owe me an apology. You and Flea, but I recall Mr. JJ Redick, the pure basketball analyst himself, Mr. No Agenda. Mr. No Agenda has been trying to help LeBron possibly get a job within LA as a head coach. We heard Charles Oakley say, Oakley, you messed up his legacy by not being a leader. And apparently, Kendrick Perkins, he thinks the same thing AllBall did about he's been saying this about LeBron for years. You need to retire, bro. Shout out to Kendrick Perkins.
Does 10 head coaches hurt LeBron's GOAT case?
Oh, 10 head coaches is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yes, it do. And Stephen A., let me ask you this. Can you tell the public what I did? Who did I text a couple of days ago in the group message out of the blue? It was you and who?
Me and Michael Wilbon. And
I texted him and I said,
it was me and
go
Michael.
ahead.
Yep. And you said, and you texted me and Michael Wilbon, and you said, you done convinced me. You damn near convinced me to change my mind on this GOAT argument after watching my two big bros say what you guys have said. That is what you said.
And Shannon, you can fix your body language because I'm here for it right now. And here's the thing, right?
That's right.
When it comes down to LeBron, Michael Wilbon was 100% right. It has never been accountability when it comes down to Bron when he have losing seasons or get eliminated. We could go all the way back to the Miami days when he got eliminated. He came on the mic and he talked about how he's going to go off and go off right into his vacation and live his wonderful life, and everybody else got to go back to living a miserable life. When I think about LeBron James and I think about this situation in particular, it looks bad on him with Darvin Ham. Number one, think about last year where the Lakers were at the All-Star break. Rob Pelinka make a couple trades. He bring in Rui Hachimura. He bring in D'Lo. Okay, cool. LeBron James was out majority of that second part of that season. Darvin Ham coached his behind off with Anthony Davis leading the way to get them into the play-in, into the postseason, and into the Western Conference Finals. Okay, coming to this season, LeBron James at the trade deadline was sending so many subliminals for Rob Pelinka to make a move because he knew that the Lakers did not have enough. He knew that he wanted a DeJounte Murray to come over, but Rob Pelinka held on to Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell because he knew that in the Western Conference, he needed guys on the perimeter that was going to defend. So Darvin Ham he got the most out of what he had. And when you think about this roster, everybody kept saying, well, he's playing D'Lo and he's playing Austin Reeves so many minutes together. Why? Because they need spacing. And that was his only options. At the end of the day, man, I hate to say it, but I believe this in my soul right now. I wish LeBron James will retire. Not because I don't want to see more of LeBron James, not because I don't appreciate LeBron James, but I honestly believe deep down inside The more LeBron James continue to play the game of basketball, the more it's going to hurt his legacy, and the more it's going to continue to hurt his GOAT argument. Because as long as he step foot on that floor, every single season is going to be expectations of him of winning a championship. And when he don't do that, we're going to be looking at him and saying, well, what happened now? So now you're looking at the Lakers. They're most likely going to re-sign LeBron James back this upcoming season. The coach that you bring in, if they don't make it to the finals or the Western Conference Finals, who's going to be to blame then? I have a problem, man. And I'm Latoya Knucklet right now. I'm torn in between the two.
Wow. How long I've been? Hold on. That was listen. Kendrick Perkins is starting to be one of my favorite analysts, and this is why. It's not because he been giving Brunson and the Knicks props. He's just telling the truth. Like, how long I've been saying that? He literally sounds like me, bro. All right. Let's get this straight. You tried to get the Miami Heat head coach. What's my guy name?
Spoelstra.
Bro, you tried to get Spoelstra fired.
Mad Slick.
Like this.
He told Pat Riley, yo, you ain't ever think about coming back?
Bro, the best head coach in basketball, you tried to get him fired. Bro, you went. Everybody that deals with LeBron after the fact, bro, is yo, man, he needs to retire. I've been saying that. You on the court for what? Just because you can still play? For what? And I love how Kendrick Perkins broke down when LeBron got hurt last year, how Anthony Davis and those guys kept him afloat. Excuse me. How long I've been saying it? Don't nobody want to play with LeBron, bro. Nobody on the Lakers looks happy playing with LeBron James. And I'm going to take it a step further. I said this the other day and people laughed at me. LeBron's found his nemesis. You know who it is, right? The Joker. As long as the Joker is in the league, LeBron will never win another championship. The Joker, hear me out. The Joker is a better basketball player than LeBron James. I'm saying it. And if the Joker gets him 2-3 rings, I'm putting him over LeBron James on my all-time list. What LeBron James did to a lot of players, like what Mike did to a lot of players as far as blocking them from winning chips. This is what the Joker's doing to LeBron. People thought this could never happen. So when you look at Curry and KD and guys that you would think, bro, the Joker is blocking LeBron. Listen, man, LeBron James is not fun to watch no more. It looked like he's a bad teammate. All he does is cry and get coaches fired. I don't think Darvin Ham is a good head coach, but the way they're throwing him under the bus, he don't deserve that. He don't deserve that. And like Kendrick Perkins said, let's go back to Russell Westbrook. What happened with that? Remember, y'all put all the blame on Russell Westbrook. Okay, Russell Westbrook is gone. What's the excuse now? So we're going to blame everybody but the GOAT? Where does that happen at? Where? This man throws everybody under the bus from his teammates to the coaching staff to the fan base. Remember, he threw our Knicks under the bus the other day. Yo, I just watched the Knicks and Philly game and what's the replay? Yo, bro, we ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
Get out the first round. Don't worry about us. Listen, man, when now, as y'all people are starting to see, it's coming to the light. Nobody never talked about LeBron like this. Every analyst in the past couple of days have been backing up Darvin Ham because they starting to see, yo, bro, you've been in 10 relationships. Don't none of them work. You telling me you're never the reason for none of them?
So you put LeBron as J-Lo?
You get what I'm saying? Nah, he what's the girl? Steve Lori Harvey.
Oh, it's getting crazy.
Nigga, LeBron is Lori Harvey. Like, come on, bro. Big shout out to my man Future, one of the greatest lines of all time. Like, come on, man. So, you know, I mean, that's a little joke, but it's just like, come on, man. I've been saying this for a long time. He's not as a great teammate as everybody makes him out to be. His basketball IQ is not as high as everybody make it out to be. He's not a great leader as everybody makes him out to be. Like, let's call it what it is. He ain't nowhere near the GOAT. That's why I've been told people. That's why he's not the best small forward all time. I have Larry Bird over him. People, so once again, man, big shout out to Kendrick Perkins. He said it correct. And I'm going to leave it at this. How many times have I said on live or just in a post, LeBron James can mess up his legacy? How many people say, no, he can't. It's set in stone. No, it's not. And what Kendrick Perkins just said, bro, your legacy is going down the drain, bro. Your legacy is going down the drain. Simple and plain. If you ain't playing for championships, what are you playing for? How many years Mike played in Washington?
I think 3.
Exactly. This man talking about he want to play another 2-3 years? Bro, you in the way. You in the way. And this is why Anthony Davis can never be the best player on the team. This is why he can never take the reins. This is why he can never do none of that. Because this man here in his mind still think he's the best player. You're not. Just because you have sometimes a 40 ball, just because you still athletic and can dunk, it don't amount to wins. You barely getting in the playoffs. And when you do get in the playoffs, you getting smoked. Bro, it's over. Big shout out Kendrick Perkins for telling the truth. It's over. And once again, I'm going to leave it at this. I've never seen a player in my life that gets the blame for nothing. Literally nothing. When he wins, it's all him. When he loses, it's his teammates, it's the coach, it's the owner, it's the G, it's everybody else. And he never even takes accountability. Come on, bro. The LeBron James era is done. The king is dead. Finito. Get him out of here. Pack him up.
I've always thought LeBron made a mistake by leaving the Miami Heat. And, you know, this is the reason why.
They left him. He ain't leave them. They ain't folded his BS.
Right. But this is why. This is 20 seconds of Pat Riley on Jimmy Butler talking out of turn while he was injured on during the playoffs.
You know, for him to say that, you know, I thought, is that Jimmy trolling or is that Jimmy serious? You know, if you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut in your criticism of those teams.
And for me, I think a lot of people took that as like, you know, Pat Riley is a dictator, or he's, you know, like they try to play the race card too. I seen a lot that went on because Pat Riley put his foot down, and Pat Riley's a guy who shows Joe Hammond love if he walks into the building. The destroyer. He took Joe Hammond's roster spot on the Lakers in the 1960s and will walk anywhere in the stadium if he knows Joe Hammond's in the building, walk down to there and shake that man's hand. Pat Riley is one of the best executives in NBA history.
Facts.
How many iterations of different teams has he put together? And you see there, he wasn't playing around with Jimmy Butler, who now has overstayed his welcome over there in Miami.
Yep, that's what I got from that.
And he let Pat Riley let LeBron know from the rip, I don't care who you are. You're the best player in the league, and I still don't care. I'm still going to be competitive. This is what I do. Whatever you do is nice. But if we're being real, if you compare Pat Riley's legacy in the front office and the management and compared to LeBron, like, remember, LeBron is helping manage these teams horribly.
Horrific.
He told you, kick rocks. Get out of here. I don't care if D-Wade is your man. We brought you in here. Yeah, we of course we need you to win, but we don't need that around here. That's toxic. And I don't think, you know, when you said the Joker's his rival and all that, I disagree with that.
No, I'm not saying his rival. I'm just saying that right now, to me, that's his nemesis. I'm not saying his rival. It ain't even a rivalry because it's not even close.
He ain't no damn nemesis. LeBron is past his damn prime, like I said. You have no business even thinking you could rival the Joker, and you messed up by not taking that lesson from Pat Riley going, hold on, I'm supposed to make AD the next best thing. I'm supposed to be Pat Riley right now. On the court, Pat Riley, what am I doing? What's the best thing possible? Getting Russell Westbrook? You trade every KCP and Caruso? Caruso? These are who you let go. Brandon Ingram, all these guys? Kuzma, who won a championship with you?
Lonzo
Remember,
Ball.
what did we say? Avery Bradley and Danny Green were your starting front court or back court when you had AD. AD's the one who helped them win that championship. They're not winning the championship without AD. He's the MVP of that team. He's the two-way player. LeBron ain't anchoring that defense. So just that's going to hurt your legacy because, and LeBron, don't get it twisted. Michael Jordan did the same thing on the Wizards, but Jerry Stackhouse wanted to snuff him for thinking he's better than him. I think Jerry Stackhouse was kind of wilding because he wasn't all that great to me, but it showed you the selfishness and the ego behind somebody that's just like, bro, you 40 years old. I don't care what that about that Nike contract. The best thing you could possibly do as Michael Jordan, who came down as being an executive. LeBron didn't even learn from that. Remember, Michael Jordan came down from the front office, and you're supposed to go, hold on, what's the best thing we could do right now? Should I be a six man? Yo, it's all about winning. If it's all about winning, you should not be in charge. You got to understand that your ego is too crazy. Michael Jordan's ego was too crazy on the Wizards, and LeBron James' ego is too crazy with the Lakers. I don't care what everybody trying to paint. He has 3 different head coaches in the Lakers. How did Frank Vogel get let go when he won a championship with him? That fast? Like, it doesn't make sense. And even with the Spoelstra thing, it's funny, but it's not funny. We're talking about the best coach in the league right now. The best coach. You try to get asked. Ty Lue is considered, I know you're not a fan of him all ball, but he's in a lot of people's top half of the best coaches in the league. He's top 15 minimum. And it was still a problem.
You can even go way back to Mike Brown. Mike Brown was a good coach. However people want to feel about him, canned him. Look how long it took him to get a job. And then when he get a job, you see he can still coach. Right. Yeah, Sacramento ain't what OKC them guys is, but still he made Sacramento relevant again. That was a laughing stock for years.
Right. And unfortunately, people don't understand. Like, I get what you guys are saying. He's not a one-man show and everything, but there's a reason why, you know, people operate the way that they do. He has a lot of power. And when you have that much power, you're going to be front and center with a lot of stuff. He doesn't act like an executive. He sits there and acts like a big baby sometimes. And it's like the fact that that's what I see Anthony Davis copying is like, it pisses me off just as an NBA fan. Like, bro, there's no way when they ask us, you want LeBron on the Knicks? We flat out say, hell no. It has nothing to do with talent, nothing to do with skill. Dog, you're going to think this is your team compared to Brunson, and we don't want that. We do not want that. I see all the comments about KD if he came over here and they feel the same thing. KD already showed you, bro, I'm willing to play the backseat. I don't care what it is. He plays the backseat to people who are lesser than him, talent-wise.
Yeah.
So, but LeBron doesn't. LeBron refuses to play the backseat to guys who are clearly more impactful than him. Clearly. And you're working on revising your history, sitting down with JJ Redick and your image. You're trying to sell this image. Again, it's just like Drake. I can say them over and over again, bro. Like, yo, if it's about money, this is what happens when it's just about money and image. When it comes down to that competing, when it comes down to winning, you're supposed to sacrifice. It's not about who was play soccer, bro.
And that's a great point. And I'm gonna bring up a name that people rarely bring up and needs to be brought up more. Let's not forget Tim Duncan at age 37, 38, who beat LeBron in his prime. You know why? Took a back seat. I got the young guys out there, Kawhi. Like, so for me, you know, it is funny how I've always seen this about LeBron. That's why I never was a fan of him. Is he a great player? Yes. Is he top 10, top 15? Yes. But what people praise him for, I don't see it. I don't see the leadership. I don't see the super high basketball IQ. I don't see all these great things that everybody sees. I don't see the great teammate, the great leader. I don't see none of that. I see a guy that's stubborn, that's spoiled, and he's been getting his way for so long that now we're starting to show. And after a while, you rub wrong on people. So when you got guys like Mike Wilbon and certain people now going at you, yeah, the writing is on the wall now. Yo, brothers, we had enough of you now. Enough is enough. You getting good guys fired. Bro, you know how hard it's gonna be for Darvin Ham to get another job? Like, let's be realistic. We don't even know where David Blatt is at.
And he's renowned internationally.
Yeah, like, come on. So you know, it's like guys are starting to see enough is enough for this kid, man. Bro, retire. The league is in good hands. What Ant-Man is doing, what Brunson is doing, we got the Joker. Bro, we through with you, man. And that's the sad thing. People are scared to say that. But big shout out Kendrick Perkins. Bro, retire, bro. You ain't fun. I'm being honest. This is over. Because all that's going to happen is they're going to get another head coach. If you don't win a championship, what y'all going to do? Blame it on the head coach again? I'm over LeBron James. Been over LeBron James. Get him out of here. And the Lakers is a better basketball team without him. That's a fact.
Drake.
Exactly.
Yo, listen, man. That was our we had to talk about that because it's been in the mix. LeBron somehow gets the headline on May 6th, and he's not even in the playoffs. This is what Mike Malone was complaining about last season in the playoffs after they swept the Lakers, and LeBron fake retired in the press conference. He's like, "Why are we talking about LeBron retiring? We just swept them." And that guy, I like Mike Malone. God bless his father, who passed away, Brendan Malone. New Yorkers through and through. Went to Rice High School and everything.
Nice.
Love them because they sound like New Yorkers. What we talking about that guy for? That guy? I coached him in Cleveland. He ain't no Mike. He said that 15 years ago. He was there, front and center. He ain't no killer. He's all right, but he's not real.
Keep telling you, listen, this is why he keep playing all these years. Listen, for him to have a shot at anything, I keep telling people, with LeBron James, you got to make the argument messy. When we make it simple, you know, for me, it's simple. What's the 3 most important accolades to be in GOAT conversation? Regular season MVPs, final MVPs, and rings. Mike has more than everybody as far as when it comes to LeBron. Simple and plain. That's it. I don't want to know how many points nobody got, how many. I don't care about none of that. Care about none of that. So for him, he has to make all this chaos. Oh, he played 26 years. Oh, we got 50,000 points. But you still don't have the most championships. You still don't have the most MVPs. You ain't the scoring champ. You ain't none of that. So that's what mind boggles me. You're going to play for all these years. You're going to accumulate all these points. You're going to accumulate all these records. But you ain't got the most scoring titles. You ain't got the... Come on,
you ain't got the most heart. Bottom line. That's all it boils down to for me. If you had heart like that, I don't think we're having this conversation, bro. We be talking about how great he is and how much better he is than Mike and why he's better than Mike. But you ain't got the heart, bro. You ain't got the heart to go say, you know what, this guy's better than me on the team. To me, that's what it boils down to, because all the MVPs and so many things happen in a team game. It does. But the way you go out has always been just disgusting. From that moment in Dallas, when everybody else saw that he scored 8 points and he's fragile when it matters most. I've been seeing it against the Spurs, and people was trying to sweep it under the rug. He got swept. They were a better team. Nah, they lost by like a total of like 6 points for those 4 games. You could have won that. You didn't show up. You didn't dunk it on. There was no fervor. There was all that rah-rah from the regular season on Tim Duncan. It was gone. Because when it mattered most.
He just to leave on this note, he's the only player that I really see people buy into the make the right play. You don't get out of here with that. Make the right play. Get out of here. You're going to pass the ball off to a player and you the best player. Get out of here, man. Listen, man. It's over. The king is dead. Done.
It's not like our guy Brunson that we go, hey, it's tough for him in crunch time because he's a smaller player. That's typical and obvious. Bro, you 6'9". But speaking of our guy Brunson, let's get into this game 6 reaction. We finally beat them damn Philadelphia 76ers. All ball. Out the first round again. We talked about it earlier. Got rid of these guys again. Jalen Brunson leading a team out of the first round without his main characters, his side characters. Just made it again against the MVP himself, Joel Embiid, and the up-and-coming budding star in Tyrese Maxey. What is your reaction to the 6-game series that we finally beat the 76ers in? And how do you feel going forward?
Listen, man, that game 6 was I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Because I know how basketball go. You know, we don't win that game. Game 7, even though it's home, it's kind of tricky. But I was on the edge of my seat the whole game. But listen, man, as great as Brunson was, I want to give somebody some props. Mitchell Robinson. Let me tell you something. Him being hobbled, look at the job he does on Embiid, defending the paint, offensive rebounds. Listen, man, we're a totally different ball club when we got a healthy Mitchell Robinson. But game 6, listen, man, to win on the road, tough Philadelphia crowd. That's what superstars are born. This is what superstars do. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. Listen, I knew Maxey wasn't going to duplicate that game. It's very rare that you get a guy to duplicate great games like that. But there's one guy that can duplicate, Brunson. 40 ball after 40 ball. Listen, man, this kid is doing things that I haven't seen being done at that size, pause, since Allen Iverson. And I've been saying it a long time ago. The MVP Allen Iverson, this is what Brunson is doing. And them guys went to the chip. I see us going to the finals. Listen, man, that game 6 proved that we for real. And when guys come to play, OG, Hart, come on, DiVincenzo showed up finally. Listen, man, we tough. We tough. And now going into this series tonight, I think this game 1 is very important. I think we need to set a precedent. I need Brunson to come out like gangbusters. I need the crowd to be going crazy. Like I said, this is a great rivalry. It goes back to 94 with Reggie Miller. Y'all know him and Spike Lee. So it's a lot of parity in this. Indiana's a good team. I think we're kind of similar. I just think we got the better player out of the whole series in Brunson. But I'm looking forward to this going 6-7 games. I got my Knicks in 6. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7 because I think Indiana's a solid team. But I'm really looking forward to this series. This is the matchup I wanted in the first round. So we could shut down the Brunson versus Halliburton, who's better. I've been saying it all season. Halliburton is good. He ain't no Jalen Brunson. So now we got the matchup that the city wanted. And like I said, against Indiana with the smoke with Reggie Miller and them back in the days, which is a healthy, great, respectful smoke. But game 6, listen, man. 40-point double-double against the former MVP. Listen, man, big shout out to Tom Thibodeau. Pulled through. Got the big win. Listen, man, the Knicks is here to stay. For everybody that don't want to understand that and want to hate, we're here now. So we one of those teams you're going to have to put up with for the next 5 to 10 years. Simple and plain. It ain't no dumpster, you know. It ain't that. Nah, we here. Let's go, baby. Big game tonight. I
think my reaction to that, you know, I was disappointed. We should have swept them bum 76ers, Howland and Embiid, MVP. I like being in attack mode, killer instinct mode. I don't like that we saw sound like a broken record at the end of game 4, fourth quarter, and OG and Achua shut down Embiid. They shut him down. Mitchell Robinson, of course, he played incredible, like you said, all that heart, missed the game. He was game time every single time. It was a game time decision. It felt like he actually missed 1.5 games because he had to leave when Joel Embiid went off going crazy, you know, kicking people in the nuts and everything. That was game 3. That was game 3 over there in Philadelphia. So
yeah, game 3.
1.5 games in this series. So we played 4.5 games without Mitchell Robinson. So again, even that factoring into, you know, Tom Thibodeau's style, probably could have beat him in 5 games if Mitchell Robinson stays in that game. Is not getting hurt by Joel Embiid. So I got to give, you know, Thibodeau a little more props there.
Yeah, agree.
Having DiVincenzo on Maxey for that game 6, when you said, like you said, we really didn't expect Maxey to have a good game. So you had DiVincenzo just running around chasing him, still having his breakout game on offense, finally. And then you allow OG to play the corner, basically. Whoever's in that corner, Harris or Oubre or whoever it is, now he's going to be like roaming the paint, playing baseline, trying to rim protect. and allowing Mitchell Robinson to play one-on-one, Hartenstein to play one-on-one with Embiid, and daring Maxey to get to that basket. I think they shot below 40% at the basket, at the rim, with OG playing like a center, damn near, and a wing defender. So it was, I see the strategy. I just disagree with it. But how can I disagree with a win? Like AllBall says, we're in the second round, baby. I don't expect that. So I'm elated about the first round. Obviously, just winning, and with that fashion, like, say what you want, but of course, we'd rather have seen that Jalen Brunson and one of these guys in Game 5 with the game winner. That would have been crazy, because both of those games came down to the wire. Epic game, epic series. Like, what are we talking about right now? I mean, Joel Embiid, all the dramatics were there, the theatrics were there. It now is pulling in a lot of the casual guys. Now, a lot of the people, Paul Pierce apologized. A lot of people are seeing what we've been seeing for the last 6 months, especially when OG got there. Once OG got here, you know how I felt, AllBall. What the hell is this? Jesus Christ, we got freed up on offense, and defensively, we added another killer out there. And now he's blocking shots and defending the best player, tall or small on the other team. Yeah. Even when Randall went down, we're seeing what I felt like we would see. Yeah, the 76ers are going to be a brawl for it all. This Pacers thing now, we're going to have to take advantage. I think Halliburton is not Halliburton. I think he's limping around. We got to take advantage of that. I don't know how we do that. This is where Brunson shows I can play any pace you want me to. And if you want to go fast, y'all making a mistake. I'm getting a 60 burger on you, Halliburton. They keep comparing me to you, and we're not in the same class. I'm top 5. And also, I want to see what he does with OG. Because Siakam's a guy that's big. He comes to the Garden and drops 44 on us.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's their second guy, but I don't see him being, super skilled like that. Like there's no Embiid is super skilled, bro. Super jab step, turnaround jumper.
Got it all.
Yeah, Siakam's more it's like a taller Maxey on offense. You can kind of break him off in the rhythm. And then who's their best rebounder? None of them average 9 rebounds a game, not even 9. Yeah, Turner is a 7-foot guy out there in the 3-point line. We're going to have guys. All I'm worried about maybe is playing small. Oh, before I forget, Tom Thibodeau, you bastard. You evil bastard. Did you see the 5 guys that we tried it out at the end of that game to make sure we won?
No.
Bro, it was OG, DiVincenzo, McBride, Brunson, and Hart. I'm like, yo, is this a preview to that Pacers game? OG at the 5? Yeah. Man, Josh Hart might get a 20 rebound game. OG might get another 14 rebound game. I'm expecting this to be just Dante. Yeah, don't sleep on Dante.
Yeah.
How can you not expect a 7 3-point game out of him, or even McBride?
This series is going to be just as good as the Philly series, and let me explain why. Because we're evenly matched. Like I said, I just think all our guys just a little bit better. And now we get that rest. Brunson got some good rest. Mitchell Robinson gets some rest, get a little healthier. And now this is it right here, man. This is it. To me, this is the series that everybody is looking forward to that loves basketball. Because now you got the best 2-point guards in the East going head up. And don't think Indiana don't think that they don't belong here. Listen, up until the play-in, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries. Listen, they're an exciting basketball team, running and gunning. They got a point guard that's going to throw it up there. He's going to run a fast break, a lot of transition points. So, listen, this is going to be exciting. And once again, the parity is there. Indiana, New York, going back to 94. Listen, man, the building going to be rocking. Listen, this is going to be something special. I'm telling you. And the Knicks is going to come out victorious, baby.
I got him in. I want to say Knicks in 5 if Tibbs does it right. But there's 2 things. One thing you just mentioned that I forgot about, and I really want to point to that because I love this. Say what you want about Halliburton. I love them being competitive. I didn't expect him to be that competitive. I thought he was like some flimsy. He's talking to Patrick Beverly. But I mean the same thing we say about Ant-Man. He's just not carried. He's like a nerdy. He's like a Big Bang Theory version of No Diddy of Ant-Man. Ant-Man's a real cool dude. He's from Atlanta, from Georgia. It feels like it. No Diddy. Halliburton, I don't know where he's from. I forgot where he's from, but he don't seem cool to me. But I respect the savagery. I respect your Pat Bev. Who the hell you think you are, bro? You ain't on this level. Get them Bucks out of here. And we beat y'all down in the regular season. Let's not forget about that. Even if your man was if your MVP was in the game, we smoke you anyway.
Listen,
I like that about them.
Listen, they got some guys that resemble a lot of our guys. They got some guys that resemble a DiVincenzo or Hart, guys that's good, that can heat up, get hot. That's not going to back down. Listen, man, this is going to be a good series. This is going to be one to watch. I think out of all the playoff series, this is the one that's going to be underrated because people don't really understand how similar we are. It's just that I think we got the better player in Jalen Brunson out of the whole series. And then I think the matchups is perfect. You got OG with Siakam. Like I said, I think now Hartenstein, him going up against Turner is going to be very different than Embiid. Now Hartenstein gets to show his true skill set. He's not going to be overmatched. No, none of that. Turner doesn't go in the post. So listen, man, this is going to be great. This is going to be great, and I can't wait. It's going down in a few minutes, baby.
A couple more minutes, and I said 2 more. I meant 3 points because there's 2 more. Indiana did beat us 3-1 in the regular season. Can't say it doesn't mean anything when they beat the Bucks 3-1 in the regular season, showing being competitive all year long. So I didn't forget about that. Also, a coach that's not even talked about, rarely ever, is Rick Carlisle, aka Jim Carrey. Let's not forget, bro. You talk about it not just being. I mean, I don't know if Spoelstra is that much better than him. This guy's up there with anybody, in my opinion. With what he did with Dallas, what he did with the Pacers, how they robbed them in Detroit. He really had that team to win in Detroit, but they got him out of there and put Larry Brown, gave him a championship. I always was salty about that because Carlisle kept the group. Carlisle was, come on, man. He's for 20 years now.
Very underrated. Yes, I agree.
20 years now. He started off on that Boston Celtics bench. I think he was a bench warmer on the Boston Celtics. But today, let's not forget he left the Dallas Mavericks and told Mark Cuban, I don't care if that's the guy you're going to have for 10 years with Luka Doncic. That guy's spoiled. I don't want to be around here. And he left with Don Nelson Jr. and said, I'm out of here. I'll start my own team. And now he got another point guard that's going to listen to him and be his little general. Remember, he always butted heads with point guards. Rajon Rondo, Jason Kidd, in his career. The difference is, just like Mike Brown, we gave him his props from going defensive to offensive. Come on now. Rick Carlisle went from purely all defensive team. Now, this is a super offensive team. You got to give him credit for making adjustments and being able to adjust, man. He's adjusting to the times, let alone game to game.
And he has Indiana popping. He has them relevant. And he actually has them a chance beating us. I'm saying from other people. So like you said, and look what he's done with Halliburton. That turned him into an all-star. And like I said, a lot of guys are very high on him. So big shout out Rick Carlisle, man, who deserves a lot more credit than people give him. You just made some great points. Gotta agree 100% with all of that.
Already, before we get out of here, Charles Barkley said that we will not out-rebound the Pacers. Yo.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just they just saying shit just to say it, man.
You gotta love it. AllBall, dame dato. You got anything else you want to close out? Hyped up for our crowd, for our people. Again, apologize to my people for not showing up after game 6. But we got full-time jobs out here aside from this, baby. We got 3 jobs. Talking to you guys and of course supporting our families. My bad, AllBall. I stepped on your speech.
No. Just just big shout out to everybody that support, everybody in the comments, man. Like I said, everybody that support Knicks Rehab, AllBall TV. Love y'all to death. Hey man, it's showtime. Knicks in 6, baby. Knicks for life. Y'all know the drill.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.